Hey everyone, this is Rudy, and it's Sunday night, and I had a couple hours before I go to sleep, and it's going to be a crazy work week, so I thought I would just chat and share a few things and, put my signal out to the world, and, just share what's on my mind. But, I watch YouTube videos now, and when I do have some free time, because I stopped watching television, and I can tell that people that share similar views as I do on the worldview, as far as 9/11 truth, a birther, constitutionalist, thinks the Federal Reserve is the most evil institution in the world, global climate hoax, the fact we're moving towards a one world government, the economy is being collapsed on purpose, the currency, American dollar is dead. We're on the Titanic as far as that's concerned. That the people that share that worldview carry a heavy burden, and I feel that burden as well. And I hate to talk. If you ever see me in a social gathering, I won't be the guy with a drink in my hand, just yapping it up. I hate talking. I'm like the guy who'll stand over in the corner. I'm the guy that won't show up because I just don't like social gatherings. I like to kind of live my life with my family, and I don't want to get involved in politics and the world. But because of my worldview, and I have a conscience, it requires me to speak out, and it's more of a cleansing of my hands. It's like, I know that this life is but a vapor. And when I go to the next level, I want to say, and from the bottom of my heart and mean it, that I did try to speak out. I did try to say things as far as my views of the truth. And these YouTube videos are how I do that. Do I think that people will listen to me? Do I think it's making a difference? I don't know. I don't know, but I just know that I want to have clean hands when I get to the next level and stand before my Creator and say, I tried to, put a view out there of what I believed was truthful. And it is a heavy burden, and I can see it in the other YouTube videos of people that share a similar view. And for people that don't understand 9/11 truth, or don't understand the fact that, we've got the Manchurian candidate running America, or they don't understand the one world government, or the evilness of the Federal Reserve, or the fact that our currency is going to collapse, they would think, well, if you really do believe that, why don't you, wouldn't that be the focus of your whole life? I mean, wouldn't you just get really excited? And I am very excited about it. It's a heavy, heavy burden. When I go to the work that I have and the job, I have to listen to upper management talk about carbon units and, being green, and don't use the printer, and we're going to try to reduce our carbon footprint, and America's the worst culprit, and it's a global company, right? So it's the whole day, and my whole life is just, it's a heavy burden. It's a heavy burden to know that 9/11 was an inside job. To know that there are people that have taken American lives and are getting away with it. There are people that are ruining the currency and stealing from hardworking men and women of America. And the people that they're stealing from don't even know it. And I am very excited about it. It's just that it's so ominous and such it's just so overwhelming. I have to put it in God's hands because I can't handle it. I can't mentally deal with all the evil that I see. So I just put it in God's hands. In the last 5 years, I stood at the bedside of my brother, and I watched him take his last breath. And I've told this story before in a previous video, but my mother called me at work and she said, "You need to get to the hospital." And I said, "Well, Mom, this is really crazy right now and there's a lot of work going on. Can I come after work?" And she said, "You don't understand. You need to get to the hospital right now." And when your mother says it in a tone that, you just don't question her, it doesn't matter what's going on at work, you just get your butt up to the hospital. And when I walked into the hospital room of my brother, he opened his eyes, he looked at me, and he nodded his head. And then I stood by his bedside for the next 4 or 5 hours. And that was the last conscious act that he ever did, was when he nodded to me, and then he closed his eyes, and then he slowly got worse and worse as the lung cancer and the brain cancer took his life. And then at the end, he took his death rattle. And I was there as he took his death rattle along with my mother and my father, as we watched Robert die and his soul be separated from his body. And more recently, in December, my wife Pamela of 26 years died in front of me at home. And there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about her. And I want to be with her more than you can imagine. But my conscience and my love for God and my love for my wife and my desire to be with her again means that when I wake up in the morning and I realize that I'm in this world, it's like, yeah, I'm still stuck in this twilight zone, this perverted reality, that I just get up, I have breakfast, and then I try to do the things that I'm supposed to do throughout the day in as best as a fashion as I can, so that when I'm judged before my Creator, I'll have a place next to my wife. But I don't say this for your sympathy. I don't say this to play on any dramatic thing. I'm just saying it to tell you that for the people that see the truth in what happened in 9/11, and for the people that see the truth in what's going on with our president and him sealing all his records, for the people that see the truth with the one world government and the Federal Reserve and how they're stealing from the hardworking men and women of this country and they don't even know it, and for my friend who is a Vietnam veteran who's still stuck in the left-right paradigm, and doesn't even know. I mean, he actually thinks there's a difference between Republicans and Democrats, and it's just a heavy burden. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy burden. But there's got to be a reason that we're going through this test. It's basically a test the way that I see it. And our Creator is putting us through this test. And we'll just wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and do what we're supposed to do throughout the day, go to sleep. And then if we happen to wake up the next day in the same perverted reality, we'll do the best that we can again, over and over again, until such time as the Creator calls us home. But I just wanted to share that you may not see me get excited and jump up and down, and you would think that somebody that believes 9/11 is an inside job would nonstop be talking about it over and over again. But that's just one of many different evils that I see and many people see. After a while, you stop getting excited about it, and it just starts to sink in that we live in a very perverted reality. And I draw my strength from my belief in God and from my faith in God. But I certainly don't draw my strength from man. Anyway, I rambled on way too long. God bless everyone, and take care.